So this is my dog. She's about 10 years old. We got her about 6 years ago from the shelter. She's a rescue dog, and she's doing pretty well. She's a happy dog. She does have some health issues. She's a little overweight. She has her teeth are kind of rotted out, and she has these weird growths on her skin. And so before we got her, and since we got her, she's been eating processed kibble, dog food. So about a year or so ago, I had wanted to transfer her as a way of trying to help improve her health and improve her functioning, and help her lose weight a little bit. I wanted to transition her from eating processed dog food to eating meat, cooked meat, raw meat. And so I started giving her raw meat and cooked meat, and that gave her pretty bad bouts of diarrhea. So she's potty trained. She never goes to the bathroom in the house. But when I was trying to feed her regular unprocessed meat, either raw or cooked, she would have diarrhea in the middle of the night. And so we'd wake up in the morning and there'd be piles of diarrhea on the floor. So we stopped that experiment pretty shortly afterwards because we got sick of cleaning up diarrhea. So what's the point of the story? And how does this connect to humans and how we're eating and how we try and transition to different ways of eating? So a lot of people have made comments to me and will tell me that they can't eat meat, red meat, because it makes them feel heavy, it's hard to digest, they feel full afterwards, they feel uncomfortable, and it's kind of the same thing. So people tend to equate red meat as being unhealthy, as not being an optimal food for humans, when it in fact is the most optimal food for humans, and what I would consider to be pretty much the only human superfood, fatty red meat. And so the same thing with dogs. Meat is a dog's ideal, optimal, species appropriate diet. But my dog, because of poor digestive functioning from eating processed garbage her whole life, was not able to digest her optimal, species appropriate food, which is meat. The same thing happens with a lot of us people. When we're eating processed garbage our whole lives for decades, once we transition to and start eating real unprocessed meats, which are optimal and ideal for our digestive functioning and the functioning of all of our other organ systems and the rest of our body, it's a shock to our system because our digestive system isn't functioning well, isn't working well. We're not able to absorb fats and a lot of protein, even though our digestive system was built to digest large quantities of fat. Our gallbladder, whose sole purpose is to digest fats, and those of us who are fat adapted and who are on a ketogenic high-fat diet, we digest fats very well, and we feel and function our best with a very high-fat diet. But when we haven't eaten a species-appropriate human optimal diet for decades or years, it does take time for our digestive system to adjust and to start functioning better and to get used to digesting high-fat, real unprocessed foods. And it's kind of like someone who's out of shape and unhealthy and eating junk food, and they join a gym. They want to get in better health, so they join a gym to start exercising. So the person who has never worked out before and is not in good shape will do what I would consider a very light, easy workout, not too long, and he or she will be in a lot of pain afterwards, and the following day, very sore, muscles very sore. So that person, if they continue working out and getting their body used to exercising and lifting weights and doing things that the human body was designed to do, so his health and the functioning of his musculature and his joints and so forth will improve gradually, and he will be able to, in a few months' time, to lift much heavier weights, to do much more uh, difficult workouts and strenuous workouts. So that's kind of the same process that we have to go through with regards to digestive functioning. We shouldn't give up after trying to eat one or two or a few high fat meals that are meat based. We need to realize that it is a process. We're getting our digestive system into shape, and it does take a while. It can take a matter of a few weeks to a few months. When I first went carnivore, I had been keto for about a year beforehand. And even though I was keto and eating a high fat diet, when I went carnivore and tried to increase the amount of fat that I was eating, I had a very hard time with it. So I would feel full, uncomfortable after eating too much fat in one sitting. I would feel nauseous. I would often get diarrhea, and I slowly and gradually increased the amount of fat that I was consuming. And over the course of about 3 months, I was finally able to consume and digest and feel amazing eating high-fat meals. But it did take me 3 months for my digestive system to get into to optimal functioning, to get into shape, to where it was able to digest and absorb optimal amounts of healthy fats from meat, from animals. So it is a process. Don't give up. Don't think that because you try eating a ribeye every once in a while and it makes you feel full and nauseous, maybe gives you diarrhea afterwards, that meat isn't healthy or isn't good for you. Meat is the best food for humans, the optimal food for humans. Eating meat and only meat, high fat cuts of meat, will optimize your physical health, your mental health, your athletic functioning and performance, your body composition, your energy levels, your stress levels. Everything will optimize. You will feel 10 times better than you did before, even if you run a very healthy ketogenic diet or paleo diet or Mediterranean diet. You'll feel so much better eating high-fat carnivore. So it's definitely worth sticking with it, getting through the process of adjusting to eating high-fat meals and to getting your digestive system functioning better. So that's pretty much what I wanted to add and use my dog as an example of. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to continue giving her meat because it was kind of a hassle and messy because of the diarrhea. But had she been able to use a toilet, or if we had a doggy door and she was able to go outside, I probably would have continued with it. And I think her health issues also would have improved, and her energy levels, and I think she'd be feeling a lot better. So I hope you will all give a high-fat carnivore diet a serious try, and to try and make it work. If you have any questions or comments or input, let me know in the comments below. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you think that a friend or family member or coworker might benefit from this information, please share the video with them, and hit the subscribe button so that you can be notified when I put out other similar types of videos on nutrition, lifestyle,